Hey everybody, my name is Old School Nerd. Welcome in. Today we have a sit-down conversation with the incredible Angus Mcsix. Not as his superhero version, but as his Clark Kent persona. Yes, because he's not a superhero 24/7. I think he has a day job. At least it looks like he does. But that's not what's important. What's important is this is a video about letting go of the past, looking to the future, and taking a hold with both hands and not letting go. It's an inspirational story. If there's any information you ever wanted to know about Angus and the album and the lore and some of the things he loves and one of his favorite things about being live in front of fans, I'm going to answer all those questions today. Here's my sit-down interview with Angus Mcsix. Hey everybody, it's Old School Nerd, and today I have the amazing opportunity to talk to one of my childhood heroes that didn't technically exist when I was 11. Everyone, this is Angus Mcsix. How are you today, sir?
Hello everyone, it's really nice to see you, Old School Nerd, because I've watched a reaction video of you and really enjoyed it. And I'm doing great, actually, yeah, thank you. As you can see, I'm in my Clark Kent outfit right now, so not really angry.
Boys and girls, I didn't recognize him either. I was like, who's this? Is this Angus's assistant? Is this the person I talked to talk to the guy? No, this is his Clark Kent outfit. You have to understand, when he's not on stage or slaying mighty evils in the universe, he has to exist on this planet with the rest of us, so he can't just walk down the street. I mean, it would, he'd get mobbed, like a pop singer in the Philippines. It wouldn't be good. Okay, so this is a story about new beginnings for you. What a triumphant rollout in this project. Angus Mcsix. First name, not so much of a change, but everything else you've elevated. So where did the character of Angus Mcsix come from? And don't worry, this is coming from you, so it's got to be accurate. So how did you come up with this name and theme?
Actually, it wasn't me that came up with the name, to be honest. I'm sorry. It was the evil guy, Seebulon. So Seeb Levermann from Orden, Ogan, he contacted me like 1.5 years ago and said, you want to do a band with me? I said, let's make a band together. What should it be called? And then he said, everything has to be one better than before. Before you were Angus Mcsix. And now let's just make it one better. Let's make it Angus Mcsix. I said, no, that's not how it works,
I thought there would be an elaborate story, and then come to find out, just like Star Wars, it's all the evil guy's fault. He did the whole thing, and wow. Okay, so hopefully we'll find out that there's actually more magic and more mysticism, not just a guy going, hey, we should do one more. We should use simple math. Well, you took simple math and went Queen Flash Gordon with it. That's a good reference, by the way. That's a great reference.
I didn't get it.
You took a simple concept of adding one to something, and then you went Flash Gordon Queen with it.
Still don't get it. I'm not that nerdy. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I'll help you out. A lot of my friends know this. There's a movie called Flash Gordon, came out in the late 70s. And and the costuming is a lot like the costuming all of you use. And because it's Queen that did the soundtrack, Queen, it is epically huge. And so when I see your videos, I'm like, oh my God, this is way beyond what someone would expect. All right. I want to talk about the album. This album is an 11-year-old old school's dream.
It was my dream as well, to be honest. So yeah.
Well, I would hope so. I would hope so. Because if you come up to me and say, well, I took a cab one day and the cab driver said, you should do Masters of the Universe, I would give up. I'd be like, really? You have to come up with something, man. So, okay, Master of the Universe. Is this obviously what we think it is? Is this an homage to what everyone believes it is? Or is this something by accident?
Of course, I was a big He-Man fan when I was probably 10 years old. Got all the action figures, you know, the original ones. Castle Grayskull, of course. So, yeah, it comes from there. It's quite obvious, isn't it? So, I mean, we have a guy that looks a bit similar, to say the least.
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit. And, yeah, we even thought maybe Mattel would actually sue us, but then in the end, it all works fine. So, yeah.
We did think that. I was like, how did he pull that one off? But I guess it works. It really works. I actually know that so many people actually saw your video, then went to Netflix, and there's actually a show on Netflix, a documentary about that cartoon and the toys and everything. And I'm like, maybe he's helping them out. I don't know.
They're profiting off us, right?
Yeah, but they didn't give you a dime. Let's be honest. I know that. All right. So, okay. Obviously, SIXCALIBER. You have to talk about this sword. And by the way, did you see on social media? We know you just got off of a wonderful little mini tour with Feuerschwanz. Amazing people. I know they're your friends. You do know Jenny took that sword and took a picture with it, right?
Oh yeah. Did she send it to you also? Also, because she just sent it to me and said, "I took a picture with your sword." I didn't know it.
She posted it on her Instagram
already, and
I commented. I said, "Oh my God, Jenny stole SIXCALIBER. Someone get Angus." And she just laughed at me.
All right. Yeah, it's actually a great picture. Was it the picture just with her, or was it the picture with
her? And then, of course, that other fire cat from Feuerschwanz holding the giant hammer. So, you know, those two ladies, they are mischievous, very mischievous.
I mean, I've seen that picture, but she also made another one, which looks, I think, even better, to be honest. And she just sent it to me and said, you know, can I post this as well? I said, go for it, of course. I mean,
okay.
Whoever it works, SIXCALIBER.
Okay, so SIXCALIBER, Master of the Universe, the two first releases from this album. Master of the Universe went huge. Then the biggest controversy of SIXCALIBER, the video is, you know, the sword when you hold it upright is a 9. And when you turn, and then when you turn it down, it's a 6.
That's true. But what people didn't get is like the 6 that you see in the video is just the first level of SIXCALIBER. And with each time it slays goblins and trolls, it gets mightier and levels up until it gets to the 6x6 level. And this is then called the 6th stellar sigil.
That was a good save. That was a really good save. That was a good one. Somebody had to say, you know, it's a 9, and you guys had to be like, it levels up. It levels up. That's what we're going to tell people. Absolutely. I mean, not everybody can get one of those floating 6s that always stays upright. I mean, you know, you don't need to do all that. I enjoyed everything you guys did up until the 3rd release. Then to me, y'all went way out there because laser shooting dinosaur, there are 3 things. Number 1, you do know that there was a cartoon called Dino Riders.
I heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, in '88. I have it. Let's not talk about my childhood too much. So I'm geeking out. I'm like, this guy's literally going to go through every amazing cartoon ever made. And and the next one is laser shooting dinosaurs. My favorite part was every video you guys had shot so far this album looked like a Hollywood level movie. And then we get to laser shooting dinosaurs and it looked like an episode of South Park.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was just, and I made the joke that it was dinosaurs with freaking laser beams on their heads. And it was just so much fun. I know that there are more albums now that the album is out. More songs are going to come out. Why did you pick these 3 for your first 3?
Yeah, we just thought it would be a good mixture of styles that represents the album. Master of the Universe would have to be the first one for sure because there's the connection to my past. So that makes kind of sense, I guess. Yeah. But then SIXCALIBER is the more classic Manowar metal vibe for all the old school metal fans, I guess.
Yep.
And then we have the laser shooting dinosaur, which is the opposite, which is more modern electro metal. I personally prefer the more modern stuff, I guess. So, Ride to Hell is my favorite song, I guess, on this album. Yours too?
I was gonna wait to ask you what your favorite was, but you've already spoiled that, and I don't care. This is your interview.
Sorry.
Okay, so we're not gonna spoil anything, but if everyone is a fan of Angus Mcsix, they have the album, so they know what we're talking about. Ride to Hell. Okay, let's be honest. This song is the most hype song for the live show ever. When I hear this song, all I see is a European house packed. Everybody jumping, everybody because we know that there's other European bands, very elaborate, very funny, very big right now, that have a similar sound where they get the whole crowd in on the amazing power of what's going on. To me, Ride to Hell has got to be the one song when you guys play it live, the crowd is in 100%. It's the most fun.
It is. I said to Seb, let's go all Electric Callboy with this song.
I wasn't going to say their name, but you did. Right. Thank you. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, wait, is this a collaboration with, wait, are they going to come out with mullets? What's going on?
Well, I mean, he wrote that song, I think, maybe one night. So next morning I woke up, he sent me a message that, you happy with this? And he meant this as a joke. And I said, fuck yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about.
Wait, who wrote the song?
Seeb wrote the music to it.
Oh.
He wrote most of the music and I wrote most of the lyrics. So we're quite a good team in that now. And as you said before, the dub part, it was exactly as you mentioned. When we were on tour, this was the best part of the whole show, I guess.
One of the biggest things that happened that last year was when Electric Callboy did their tour through Europe. One of the biggest videos they had was when the crowd in Frankfurt and of Hamburg and every show they did in Europe, the whole crowd goes, don't. So if you do a song that has that, it's already set up. The European fans are gonna go off, and I know that you guys just wrapped up this tour with Feuerschwanz. You guys go start up again in June with the festival season. So as you get to these big festival crowds, you know there's going to be thousands of people that are literally going to be jumping, and you're going to go nuts with it too, and it's perfect.
I'm looking forward to that, really. So because now this was a test run, we didn't know what to expect from the crowd, but it was already amazing, you know. So I can't imagine how it will be at Wacken, for example.
I know that's on the list. Wacken is on my bucket list to do before I die, because so many of the bands that I love, you, Feuerschwanz, Ad Infinitum, you see the list of names that I know are your friends. I can't see them here because they don't come here to the US. So I'm like, where can I see all of them in one? And I'm thinking European festival season. I just got to find the festival in Europe that has all the ones I want and just go. I haven't had a chance to do that this year. I'm planning on it for next year. So that's because of you and bands like you, my imagination has just exploded, because we don't get that here too much. Because everyone here in the US appears to take themselves too seriously. They can't have fun.
It's getting better, I thought, in the US now. So there's some bands going to tour over there. Our Wolves did it, Sabaton did it. And we actually are thinking to tour in the US as well. I don't know if it will work out for next year, maybe, but it's the visa process, which takes quite long.
The production, the investment, finding a good venue distributor, getting a good tour company, the logistics. It has been a nightmare for so many bands. Sabaton pulled it off. I went to that show in Houston, met Tommy. Great people, great guys, amazing show. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to throw an idea out there. Other Napalm artists have come to the US. We've seen them, like Ginger and whatnot. I think of Ad Infinitum, Feuerschwanz, Angus Mcsix, an amazing group of people that are all friends. They could combine their audiences, and the best part about it is, for an encore, you guys could do Warriors of the World Unite, right? Because and it's like, wow, it would really. I mean, so these are just dreams, these are dream bookings that fans like myself over here in the US are like, boy, if only, if only we could pull that off. So real quick, Amazons of Caledonia. Okay, say what you're going to say about that, and then I want to talk about Amazons.
It's not absolutely impossible that ever would happen. It's in the realm of still possible. Yeah.
Well, you want to know why anything is possible? Because think about what your label and other labels in Europe are allowing their artists to do. Could you see back in the 80s with all these heavy metal bands being so jaded and so private, getting together and making Warriors of the World Unite like this compilation of artists did? I mean, yeah, to raise money, but not just to be epic, and that's what you guys did. Right now in the background, I'm playing the album, by the way, and Starlord's playing right now, and all my AC/DC fans are gonna flip out at the intro to this song, and you know what I'm talking about. Starlord, the song Starlord, which is right after Ride to Hell, literally sounds like a modern, elevated, hyped up intro that sounds a lot like Thunderstruck.
Absolutely, and it starts with the lyrics Thunderstruck as well, right?
Yeah, I was like, wow. It's like you're literally checking boxes for all the metal fans, all the cartoon fans, all the little nerds out there, and the best part about it is you're doing it with a group of people who really bring something unique. And I'm so happy for so many of the members of this group that you have to get a chance to really shine with their talents in a unique way. Amazons of Caledonia. You do know that Caledonia is a real place, right?
Oh yeah, well, it's the old name of Scotland.
Yeah, well, it's an island. Well, now it's an island between Fiji and Australia. It's a big island out there, and I'm looking it up. I'm going, wow, are there really Amazons out there? And is Thelia the queen of them? Because she has such a unique look, and you've literally made her as close to Wonder Woman / She-Ra / Amazon goddess as any guitarist I've ever seen. And she has such a grace when she stands there and she's playing that guitar. And as much as she is something to see, she's really good on that guitar. She's really, really good.
Yeah, that playing the guitar and the looks of her, it's a perfect combination to be on stage. I mean, I think this was really a lucky shot we got there.
Yeah, I think you got a lot of lucky shots. You've been literally, every single one has just been amazing. Were you at all worried at all when you started putting this album together, this project, and see, well, what if people aren't ready for this much energy, this much creativity? I mean, I know we see bands like you said, Electric Callboy, they have no problem being funny, obviously. You have bands like, other bands that are driven by their characters and their theming, but Angus Mcsix is next level. Like, you guys really went for telling these elaborate fantasy stories and tales and characters. I mean, literally, I went to the site. Y'all literally have a character list and backstories, and it's awesome. Were you ever worried that it might be too much and it wouldn't be accepted as much as you hoped?
I mean, of course, I was worried when we wrote the album, if it ever will see the day of light, if it will be accepted by the fans, because, we had to make the gap between the old fans and, of course, also gaining new fans. That was the big task to fulfill. And at the start, I was really skeptical, would it be great? Would it succeed? But then after we showed the first demos to some friends, they all said, that's actually much better than what you've ever done before. And I said, oh, really? Oh, cool, man. That's nice to hear. So you got the confidence all the time. Then we said, let's do this and let's bring it to an end. And here we are now. Yeah.
I'm going to give you kind of a thing that we say here in America a lot. You go big or you go home. I think if you had done anything less, anything you do would be compared to stuff from the past. Because you've never really held back. You've always been big vocally. You've always been powerful vocally. You've always had that presence that has always existed. But anything you do that isn't obviously up here would be compared to the past. And everything you've done has, like I said, when we started the interview and I said, this is really about this whole new beginning. I think this is really the only way you can do it. Otherwise, you get compared to old stuff, and we're not doing that. There's no reason to. This is completely new.
I mean, of course, there's still fans who compare the new stuff to the old stuff, but it's very different also to what I've done before, stylistically. Even, I mean, character-wise, of course, there's the connection. I'm still the same guy, obviously, but just with this upgrade now, you know, so the thematics are still there, but musically it's very different. I think also it appeals to a much broader audience than before. Before we just had the power metal, you know, focused people, and if there's not enough fast solos, it wouldn't be cool, you know. But now we go in a way where we can reach also the electric cowboy audience, for example, a much bigger audience. Obviously.
Yeah, and those people are insane. I'm one of them. I think my favorite part about what you guys have done is I always talk about storytelling in metal. That it doesn't matter how fast you play, it doesn't matter how loud you play, it doesn't matter if you harsh vocal or if you belt power vocals or you're one of the amazing women who does operatic symphonic vocals, right? You can't tell a story. It's not metal. And you surround yourself with friends, fellow artists, not just in your band, but in other bands that you associate with, that are really into telling stories. This is the most elaborate storytelling that I've seen, not just visual. We know you're going to do that, but every song tells a huge story. I don't need to read the lyrics of your album, but I found myself opening up and reading the lyrics because it read like a story.
Did you get the original booklet?
I did. I got one of those because I pre-ordered.
Great, because it's the only way you actually can read the story.
That's right.
Otherwise, you know, follow the track list and it will be fine. But if you really want to deep into the lore, you got to read the whole booklet, obviously.
That's what gets me. There's an entire lore that a lot of people don't even know unless they pre-ordered the original. And it's like, no, you don't understand. This isn't just them putting on a bunch of, you know, costuming like they're going to a Comic-Con and just trying to look like these characters. No, there's like an entire lore. There's backstory, and it's crazy. Speaking of backstory, on the album, there's a bonus track. People didn't know it existed, and there it is. You don't even have to talk about it. You know what? If somebody wants to know about it, y'all can go check that out on the album. There's a bonus track, and it's hilarious. No, really, like everyone was like, when Master of the Universe came out, everybody was like, ooh, because you know the story. You mentioned it. It talks a little bit about stuff before. That bonus track, that's like, really? I was like, it's good. I loved it. No, don't say anything. Don't. Make them get the album. Make them go look it up, because that bonus track is like, oh, really? Wow, okay. That was fun.
It's worth it, because I really like the song as well from a lyrical perspective. Yeah. It's kind of funny. But
there's nothing there anybody's got to worry about. But it is pretty good. I mean, it's like, how do you say it? Don't mess with your boy. Yeah, that's we don't mess with the superhero, because he's gonna take off that business shirt he's wearing, put on his armor, and it's on. What has been your favorite thing that you've noticed, both since the release of the album, seeing reactors like my idiot face, but mostly the reaction to the live audiences? What has been your favorite thing? If you come up with one thing, what is the favorite thing you've noticed that really touches your heart?
I think the favorite thing was when I was walking from the backstage and wanted to go to the merchandise. We were a bit next to the crowd, basically. So there was a guy coming up to me, and he had tears in his eyes. He said, you know, I'm in the same situation as you. I also studied law, and I don't know if I want to continue it. I said, I talked to him like 5 minutes, maybe He said, yeah, you give him the power to continue it. And Seebulon was standing in his costume, fully costumed next to him. And right at the end, he says, but Orden Ogan is also great.
Wow.
After 5 minutes, basically crying tears and talking to me. That was kind of touching. Yeah.
You know, I don't think bands realize that sometimes it is just music. But I'm noticing that a lot of times, especially some of the artists, including the artists that you associate with, especially your friends that we know, I just want to let you know, just like I've told them, somebody on this planet every day will listen to your music. And that person is going to be affected in a positive way. And whether you live another 50, 100 years, or you live forever, it doesn't matter, because those moments, that music will continue to touch people. Even if it's just one person a day, it may make their day changing in a positive way. Who can take that away from you? Nobody.
That's actually a really great thought. And sometimes you getting too used to it when you do music, you don't even think about those things anymore. But actually, what you say is very true. And that's basically the whole reason you make music and you do this whole stuff, to make people happy. That's what's really most important in the end.
Well, from the very first track of this album, the very first video, I know people like myself who love these things from our childhood, and even the things that are related to now, absolutely just huge smiles. You're just like, oh my God, it's like my childhood came to life, and it's metal, because look, in the 80s, all the cartoons had synths and it was all dinky music, and this was not dinky, and I was just so excited. One last question, and then I'm going to let you get back to work, because I think you have a Zoom meeting after this or something. It looks like you got to do somebody's taxes, or finance someone's house. I don't know what you do. Anyway, so check this out.
I can't tell because it's a secret.
How can you have a secret identity if it's not secret, you idiot? I'll remember next time. Okay, here's the question. This comes from my old school nerd community all around the world. They have the question. This one's actually going to require you to think. You have a lot of friends. You have a lot of amazing fellow musicians. You do. We've seen you work with them, and we know that there's a love there. If Angus Mcsix should bring any musician, any singer that you know, who would it be for a collaboration with the band, and what character or role should they have?
It's very clear. It would be Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden, dressed up as a goblin.
No, come on. Okay, that was a cheap answer because everyone goes, well, yeah. But at the same time, I totally think it would be amazing. And it probably, let me guess, that would be an Angus bucket list item too, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The Godfather shows up and says, I'm going to be a goblin. You're like, yeah, you are. Yes, you are. Look, and when people ask that, so many people sent suggestions. I'm going to read you some of the suggestions. Hans Plotz comes in as a crazy inventor who gives the team some sort of portal device to teleport them to fight the forces of evil and save the day. Melissa Bonney comes in as a role. Okay, go ahead and write these down. Hans Plotz, insane inventor, gives this hero group a device that helps them save the day against the evil forces of your guitarist. The other one is Melissa Bonney in a flip. She actually turns heel and comes up as Evil Lynn. As a villain. Yeah, very unlike her, but well, there you go. And then of course, and then of course the last one, the one that made people laugh the most, and I thought, well, that could probably happen, would be Hauptmann from Feuerschwanz being a drunk soldier that somehow foils the day and almost causes you guys to be defeated. That would never happen.
That's basically his role, isn't it?
I mean, it's literally like a daily thing. You'd be like, you've got to wash that armor, bro. You've got to take a bath.
It doesn't stink. I can confirm that.
He told me it did. He told me it did.
Yeah.
He said he
I
doesn't
think
wash it.
after the fourth where it smelled much worse, to be honest. Much worse.
How cool is it to be you? Think about that. I mean,
Hard to
really.
tell. I don't know, you know, I'm just that normal guy, you know.
We all are. Here's the difference. You have some of the most amazing friends. You have an amazing talent. You share it, and you've teamed up with amazing people. There's a lot of amazing things going on. And fortunately for you, your amazing album has started to touch people around the world and made them feel amazing. Yeah, it's a lot of amazings, but what else do you, I mean, how else are you not going to say that, you know?
That's very amazing hearing it from you as well. And I'm glad it is like that for many people, because that's the main reason I'm doing all this shit.
Oh, well, there you go. All right. Well, it is time that we say goodbye, even though I'm really upset about that. You have obviously a meeting with some sort of banking element, so that's always going to be fun. And so do I, come to find out. So, Angus, thank you so much for spending time with me, answering my questions, sharing your thoughts. Thank you so much. Enjoy everything that's coming, because it's going to be an amazing summer. And it's going to be the summer of Angus Mcsix. It's going to be huge.
Thank you, and appreciate talking to you, and see you at the festival next year, maybe then if you come to Europe. Let me know.
Or if somehow you and your friends come here. Either way, we're going to make it happen.
If we make it to America, I'll let you know, man.
All right. All right. Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful day. Angus Mcsix, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to subscribe, right there. Big thank you to all my Patreons out there. We appreciate everything you do. If you want more content like this video, check them out above. Remember, love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck on this mud ball together. We'll see you later.